Hey guys, welcome back. So we're over here at Cobra. We're joined by Jose. Thanks for having us, pal.
Great to be here. Thank you so much.
So we're just running through the new line. We've been doing a little bit of testing with it this week. Initial testing for us has been really impressive on the new line, following on from the success of F9.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about it in-house. I mean, how excited have you guys been to get here and finally show people the product?
Yeah, you know, we work a few years ahead, so we knew about this driver about 12 months ago, and we were really excited. And to have the success with F9 speedback that we had, we knew this driver would be a nice complement and add-on to that, because the speed zone is all about taking the success of F9 and just adding to it. We added, you know, a few more zones, what we call zones of optimization, working on the face with this brand new Infinity face, and then freeing up weight with this new chassis we have. It saves us a lot of weight to put it either really low for low spin, or put it away in the back to make it super forgiving. So that's our add-on this year. The Speed Zone driver that you see today is going to perform a lot like F9.
Right. Okay.
It's going to be a low spinning, workable driver that a lot of good golfers will want. People with a lot of spin that have trajectories they want to control. But the addition to that is this new Speed Zone Xtreme. Xtreme stands for Extreme MOI or Extreme Forgiveness, made for people who are looking for more stability when they miss it, or if they miss it, right? And it doesn't matter what kind of golfer you are. You could be a scratch golfer, plus handicap, 15 handicap. It doesn't mean that your handicap is which one you play. It's what you need in your game.
And I think that's a really good, important point, in that you're not trying to segment the market here, going, okay, the slower swing speed guys, you go over here, you play this one. The higher speed guys, you go play this one. It's fitting options.
It's all about fitting. I think we can all agree. Ball speed, launch angle, spin is what you want to do. And the fourth one, if you can manage your forgiveness factor for you as a golfer, that's going to give you the consistency you're looking for. Everything everybody should be looking at.
So how has the adoption been from the marquee players, Ricky and Bryson and Lexy? What have they been saying about the new product?
Thanks for that, Ian. I mean, that's the perfect example of why both drivers exist. Ricky is actually playing a teed up for the Tournament of Champions, the Xtreme driver, which is the bigger one. Right? And when we talk to Ricky about it, what does he like about it? Well, you know, he doesn't need extremely low spin because he's not a giant spinner of the golf ball, even though he hits it a country mile, right? But what he does like is the forgiveness factor. His miss is a slightly toe miss, which could be a big draw.
Sounds familiar for me. And
he doesn't like that. He wants to hit a straight shot or a small fade. That's his preferred shot. So when he hits it there now, if he does miss it, it's just a soft draw, not a big one at all. So for him, that's important. Now, Lexy and Bryson are the opposite. You saw Lexy earlier. She plays a low lofted driver because she's always trying to manage spin. And so is Bryson. They want to launch it high, but they want that low spin. So the SZ driver, perfect for them.
Flattens it out a little bit for them.
Super flat. I mean, Lexy was hitting a couple at 1800 spin, 1900 spin, which is what you want. She launches at 14 degrees, and that's 290 downrange, right? That's easy.
Because we were testing with SZ the other day, and 10.5 for Matt was certainly not getting up in the air as much, but we done a little preliminary testing with the 9-degree Xtreme, and it was kind of in a similar window. So the two different characteristics in the heads were mean, okay, he's better with a 9 there, but a 10.5 was more appropriate there.
When you're playing a driver with low CG and CG that's a little closer to the face, more forward, one of the things you'll have less of is dynamic lofting. So I've seen you swing, you have great swing, but that means that doesn't have dynamic loft. When you move to a driver that's more forgiving, where the CG is pulled back, there will be a little bit more dynamic lofting at impact. That's why you had to go to a different loft.
Makes sense.
And it's going to add a little bit of launch, which is great as long as you can manage that spin down.
For sure,
Just speaks more again to the importance of the fit. I know we harp on about it all the time, but you go into a store, you've always played a 9-degree driver, so you think, you know, I'm a 9-degree guy, you grab that driver and it doesn't work for you for whatever reason, because you're not understand quite the dynamics about how the dynamic loft works with your angle of attack and where that comes out from your launch conditions. You know, there's different DNA in all these heads designed to act differently.
You said it right on the nose there. I mean, not every 9 degree is actually 9 degree. Everybody has a small tolerance in what they have, and not every 9 degree has a CG in the same spot behind it, heel, toe, front to back. So you have to really just test it. Don't be afraid to move loft. In fact, I think now with golf companies getting good at creating low spin, don't be afraid to go higher in loft, because that just means if it flies higher with low spin, you have a better chance to go further.
You're just going to hit it further that way, yeah?
It seems like the formula for speed has been found, and you know, control and spin has been found. And there looks like there's a bit of a trend towards managing that speed and spin now, and maybe trying to extract a little bit of that weight, bring it back to stabilize the flight and utilize the speed that's been found, and then the ball can start flying very straight at the same time.
You know, I've been in this business 20 years, and you know, we've watched drivers go from really small heads to really big heads. Why? Because people want them more forgiving, right? They want them to also crumple and rebound more for more speed. But also what I've watched is how tour drivers have gone from very forward, low CGs with low spin and workable but not very forgiving to getting even more and more forgiving. Today, it's a trend on tour. People are playing big drivers. As long as the spin can be managed down, play as big of a driver that you can that's as forgiving as can be.
Why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah.
At that point.
These guys have got so much speed now, you know, getting it in the fairway is the key, and kind of, you're giving yourself as many scoring opportunities. You're not going to find that if you're missing it offline, so why not take advantage if it's there?
I think, you know, hitting fairways is super important. If you're trying to find the fairway the most, I think that's the most important thing. I think Bryson gave us this example. When he hits the fairway from 200 yards in, he's a 90% percentile going to hit the green.
Wow.
Really?
The moment he misses the fairway, it drops to 30%. They've been keeping these stats since 2011 for him. So that's why he works on distance all the time. He wants distance, but he has to hit the fairway.
Interesting. So, and everyone knows his story right now, and the speed he's been creating is off the charts, but he's still very aware that that speed is only useful to him if he can kind of get it, you know, in the fairway.
Has to be on the fairway.
Has to be.
Has to be on the green. I think this correlation still goes. The more greens you hit, the more lower you're going to score, right?
100%.
Putts for pros that putt for pars don't last long on tour.
So
you want a birdie putt.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we'll hit a few.
I'd love to.
Yeah, let's hit some.
Let's hit a couple with the Xtreme here and see some numbers from you, Matty. Really good looking flight.
Woo!
So this is the first time you saw the matte finish. You had the yellow and black version.
Yellow bottom, glossy finish.
What do you think? Initial thoughts?
I like this a lot.
Would you play that? Would that be your preference?
I would buy this one.
You like that
I
one?
get the flat finish for sure.
Yeah.
It's a little toey.
Okay.
Pretty good ball flight for a toey hit.
Good numbers.
Lots and lots out of that. 173 ball speed, 11.8 launch, and 2300 spin.
Strike was right there.
Yeah.
Woo!
Normally for you, that's the one that gets down into like the 1800s, 1700s, then starts shaping an awful lot.
It's usually gone. Yeah.
What a great move at the ball.
Yeah.
That was a good one. A little
low
on the face.
Yeah, little fractions. Just launched, just dipped a little bit, spin kicked up.
That's a good one.
That sounded
Oh,
solid.
that was nice.
There we go, 175 ball speed.
10.5, 2000.
Yeah.
That's good.
So Matt, what do you think about the face, this infinity face? I know you've looked down at it. You know, how does it look to you setting it up?
I think my one kind of criticism of last year's, I didn't kind of like the way the face looked, just with kind of the seam, I guess, at the top.
Yep.
So as soon as I saw you guys release this, I thought, like, that's awesome, because it really looks nice, like at a dress.
Well, when the face looks that much bigger,
that
it's
too.
so much friendlier. So where the seam was last year,
It made it look a little small.
And then this year, when you look at it, you go, okay, I've got somewhere to really.
You just look like you've got lots of room.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just looks. I mean, even just aesthetically, I think it blends really nice.
You know, in the milling marks, there's a story to it. How on the top line it goes heel to toe. Ricky and Bryson were emphatic about saying, if you do it that way, we can make sure we see face angle when we set up.
Versus it going, it shouldn't go that way.
Yeah, normally if you just continued the lines, it'd go over the top.
Smart.
But they love that. And for us, as an engineer, going geek squad here a little bit, those milling marks work as mini trips. So remember last year we had the polymer trips on top, and this year we don't have it because those milling marks are acting like trips, helping with the airflow of aerodynamics.
Cool.
Yeah, get that to flow over.
No, it looks really good.
Up. I wouldn't mind seeing to get that launch into the kind of the 12 range. I'm really curious with the speed where you had it right there. If we can get some
trying to get out of this
carries with
divot
it.
here. That's better. 11.3.
Yeah, 11.3. Close.
I healed
175. It's really quick, eh?
It's very quick.
I wouldn't imagine you're getting too much contribution from the demo day range ball as well.
Matt, we're going to do a setting change for you. We're just going to tweak it a little bit. This is Mike Hearn, he's in charge of custom fitting for us, and he's one of the biggest club gurus we have. So he said, I want to make a small change.
Let's do it.
This is like IndyCar. You bring it in.
I love that.
Boom, boom, boom. Change your tires, and there you go. Back out you go.
I won't even ask.
Don't ask.
What about the headway?
It feels good.
About right?
Feels good.
Okay.
I'm glad you bumped it up a bit. It's nice. You bumped it up 4 grams.
Okay, great.
So sounded really solid there.
That one was hammered.
So 177 ball speed on that one. 9.2, 2400.
I like that a lot.
Really good. So it's just a little fine tuning just to get that launch a fraction
absolutely.
higher.
I mean, if you're going to launch at 9.2, 2400 is a good number.
Yeah.
As your launch goes up, we'd want to get the spin down a little bit.
So really good.
Still
That's a
went
good golf course play.
297 yards. Pretty darn good.
I know.
A little higher?
Really
Yeah.
good. 10.3, 2400.
So a degree?
Yep.
Listen, to everybody out there who's listening and watching, 1 degree, same ball speed, he went up to 302, gained 5 yards by
Just from
1
that.
degree, keeping the spin the same. We always find out that launch, if you can keep your spin the same, you're going to hit it further. Ooh.
Attaboy.
Ooh.
That's better.
That's pretty darn good.
Yep.
That's 11.
176, 11, and
26?
26.
Yep.
So good.
It's the best one I hit. I think.
Great spin, 303 yards, really nicely done.
This is
Soft
nice.
draw too.
This is really nice.
Good,
I like
eh?
this.
Would you say you favour that one a little bit more over the standard,
that
or more testing to be done?
I would love to do more testing, but if I had to pick right now, yeah, I'd play this one.
I would say that one right now.
Because the numbers are good, and I also just think it hangs on better when I miss one.
I mean, that's a great example, right? You have high ball speed, you hit the ball great, you probably play to a really low handicap, you're picking the most forgiving of the 2 drivers. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, yeah.
Right? What matters is you pick a driver that gives you the consistency and the ball flight you're looking for. I think that's what we want everybody to learn today.
And it's just as, I think both those heads seem to be just as quick. I got a couple yesterday around 176, 177 with standard speed zone. And there's been the
You're
same
finding
thing.
the same
kind of
numbers off the really good ones.
Which is
with this.
good. Yeah.
Really good. Excellent. Okay. Well, come on over. We'll kind of wrap up a little bit, and in the Fairway Woods, Jose, what's new in the Fairway Woods this year?
Wow, some great Fairway Woods. We're offering 3 Fairway Woods this year.
Okay.
Obviously the standard one.
Sure.
I mean, it's the longest club with the lowest loft that you're trying to hit off the ground.
Yep.
It can be really hard.
Yep.
So we make a standard one with the weight in the back. It's got the rails in it. The second one is Ricky's Fairway Wood. It's the Tour Fairway. I bet you guys love it. Compact
It looks
shape,
great.
very
Great little
workable,
head.
deep face,
Yep.
made to bring spin down. We have a brand new one that's called the Big Tour. The Big Tour fairway is like an LTD fairway wood, really low CG, larger address shape, but CG nice and forward. So if you want a little more forgiveness in the Ricky style fairway wood, that's what you're going to go for. Cool. They all have the same technology. It's called hollow split rails. So rails are great because they manage your leading edge from going into the turf. You can hit it out of good lies and bad lies. It's real helpful. But what they do is they stiffen the sole a little bit. So what our engineers took on this year is how to get back the speed, the flexion on the lower part of the sole by the face. So they made hollow rails. And now it flexes, so you're going to get a little more launch, a little more speed, a little bit lower spin.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like
And you want to try this stuff because it's a rocket. If you're somebody like you hit the ball a long way. You don't always have to hit driver, but if you want to hit a fairway off the tee, you still want some good speed, some great technology on it. Or if you have to hit on the ground, you're trying to hit, go for a really long par 5 and 2. If you need a fairway wood, great fairway to have too.
Love it. Well, lots of testing. We're excited to get testing that when we get back to the store. And
we'll have all those heads
get
to
into
test
the
in
hybrids
studio.
and stuff as well, and the whole line.
You guys have a great job.
Jose, thank you. Yeah, no, appreciate you making
Thanks,
the time.
Jose.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it. Okay, guys, hopefully that's a little bit more information. We focused on the speed zone so far. This is more on the extreme version this time, so both of them are definitely contenders for your bag, that's for sure.
Thanks for that.
Excellent. Okay, guys, stay tuned. We'll see you again soon.